What's up, guys? Welcome to the Weekly Technicals live session for March 10th, 2019, and we are currently looking at the economic calendar. I'm in Canada right now and had to obviously bring my mobile setup, so I have my laptop and my mic, and I just did this live session and realized that the format was done incorrectly. So I am now re-recording the video, not live, because I couldn't figure out how to get the formatting properly set up. So I'll have that back to normal, so our sessions will be back to live sessions for the remainder of the week, but just to make sure I had this done today, I'm having to do it this way. So with that being said, let's go ahead and we'll jump into the economic calendar for the week. And just doing a quick overview, you guys can see we have a lot of high impact news releases. With that being said, we have dollar index, British pound, more dollar index, and some dollar Japanese yen later in the week. But overall, I think we'll have some really nice volatility this week and nice setups as well being presented within the markets, based on the fact that looking at the economic calendar, we have high impact news releases almost every single day, every single session, both London and New York. So since I am in Canada now, I'm on Eastern time zone, so I will be focused primarily on trading during the New York session. So I won't really be staying up to trade London or anything like that like we have been. So I just kind of wanted to preface that. But for the most part, you guys can see that for the week we have a lot of dollar index news all occurring at 4:30 a.m. right in the heart of New York session. So that will be pretty much what I am focusing on for this week. So I actually need to change my time zone. And today was daylight savings as well. So if you guys didn't know that, make sure to adjust your clocks. All right, so yeah, 7:30. That's perfect New York session. So just make sure when I'm referring to times now, guys, you'll see me talking in Eastern time, and that's because I'm on the East Coast now. So I will be talking in EST, and like I said, New York session will be my primary focus. So overall, though, just doing a quick glance at this, we don't have anything that should put us away from trading, right? We don't have any FOMC, no NFP events. We do have an FOMC speaker on Wednesday, but nothing too crazy with that. We also have Parliament Brexit vote for British pound, so we should see some volatility in this, as well as their annual budget release. Both are tentative, so they don't necessarily have a time locked in, but they will likely be moving British pound around Tuesday, Wednesday. And Thursday we have monetary policy and BOJ press conference for Japanese yen. So we'll likely see a lot of volatility for dollar yen Thursday and Friday this week as well for any of those anyone out there who trades that pair. So I don't really focus on that pair or really go over it, but nonetheless, with the expectations of dollar heading higher, I would expect higher dollar yen as well. All right, so let's go ahead. We'll jump into the charts now. We're looking at the dollar index on a daily time frame. And last week we had a extremely nice bullish rally, and we came all the way up to our 97.70 level, and we actually traded 1 pip above it with the high of the week forming at 97.71. But for this market, I am obviously looking for higher prices up into the 98s, 98.50s, 99s, potentially 100 big figure. But going into this week, I want to see if dollar index can either find support where they're at here now, which is this old high, previous resistance, now turned newfound support. But I'm also anticipating a deeper run into 97 big figure, so about 30 pips drop. 97 big figure down into 96.80. So we don't necessarily have to come back into 96.80, but 97 big figure would be ideal for any buy setups. So at that time, if this market's trading into support, aka 97 big figure, we should be looking for foreign currency to be trading into resistance, which should promote a optimal trade opportunity for us in foreign currency. So again, focus on higher prices for dollar index for this week, and we're bullish up until the point that they get below 96 big figure. So I don't see that changing this week or even in the coming weeks. I think this thing is ready to break out and expand above the consolidation, because if you look, we've been in this consolidation for a while. So I think they're going to start expanding this thing higher, running all the liquidity above these highs. Okay, so let's go ahead. We'll drop into euro dollar now. Same thing for this. If we scroll out, you guys can see we've been trapped in a consolidation. Thursday we finally broke below, closed below that, and Friday we've come back up and retested the 1230 level. So we'll see if we can get a continued sell-off from here, but ideally with dollar index expected to push a bit lower into 97 big figure, maybe 96.80, I'll be looking for this thing to trade up into 1280 to 13 big figure. Ideally find some resistance around there and then see another round of selling, taking us below relative equal lows here at 111.10, and then potentially down into 1.1020 as well as our longer term downside targets. And same thing for this, we're not bullish this. There is no bullish bearish scenario. We are strictly bearish, and we're only bullish if they get back above 1420. So just like dollar index, I don't see that happening this week or even in the coming weeks, because we are going into a new season, new quarter, new month, all that stuff. So I'm going to be looking for continued expansion to the downside on euro dollar. British pound, I'm really kind of in the middle on this one. So I think that we're more than likely going to consolidate back and forth on British pound. Don't necessarily see us finding support and just starting to just absurdly trade higher. Obviously that could happen. I'm not the one who makes the markets, but at the end of the day, I think that we could just consolidate in here because we have run all the daily liquidity and seen a nice rejection from there. So I can see them consolidating back and forth between like 30 big figure to even like 31, right? 31.10. If we start trading lower and we get below 28 big figure down here, then at that point I'll start looking for lower prices on British pound. But as of right now, I'm anticipating consolidation to slightly higher prices on British pound. This isn't one of the main pairs I'm focused on right now, though. I'm primarily focused on dollar CAD and euro dollar because those are the most clear to me. But yeah, you can see here the market just opened up, had a little bit of a gap lower. So we'll see what we get on British pound this week. But again, not something I'm too focused on, and especially with Brexit vote and all this other stuff that we've got coming up, it's not something that I would recommend putting too much energy or focus or time into. Alright, so let's move into Euro GBP, and for this one, you guys in the premium group obviously know that we were talking about this each day, that it kept retesting 86.20 and selling off, providing perfect day trading opportunities. And Friday we seen a nice little pop up, forming a higher high and relatively bullish candle. So this doesn't necessarily make me think that we're going higher or anything like that, but I am looking for this market to trade into 86.50 to 86.60s, see whether or not we can find some resistance there and start to sell off again, taking us below our longer term equal lows here at 83 big figure, which is about 300 pips on the downside for Euro GBP. And that's one of the reasons that I do believe we could see the consolidation for British pound, because if this thing is falling while euro is also falling, they'll likely hold British pound in a consolidation. And just based on the fact that the run up we've had on British pound was so nice, I could definitely see this being the case. They let this thing drop lower, they allow euro to drop lower, and they consolidate British pound. So that's kind of what I'm anticipating for this market here, and also for both euro and British pound. But let's go ahead, we'll jump into dollar CAD, and then we'll wrap it up for the day. So on dollar CAD, we mentioned our 34 big figure level, and last week we seen a beautiful rally up on dollar CAD, taking us above the daily liquidity that we had here. And now that we've closed above 34 big figure, I'm waiting to see whether or not they can retest this, which they have on Friday. Is that enough support for them to continue trading higher into the 35s and 36s? Because longer term dollar CAD, my targets are 35, 35.50, and 36, which are all these levels up here, roughly about 100 or a little more than 100 pips above from where we're at now. So I'm waiting to see, can we find support here, or do we need to drop a bit lower, maybe into like 1.3350s, and will that be enough support to start taking us higher? So we'll see the price action that we get, but obviously we will be focused on this pair during New York session this week. And if you guys refer back to the beginning of this video with the economic calendar, we have dollar index high impact news for tomorrow, Monday, during New York session. So definitely should see something form on dollar CAD, and that will be this, and euro dollar will be both of my focuses for this week. And now you guys basically know everything I'll be looking for. So if you have any questions, just feel free to comment below this video and I'll answer any questions you have. And like I said, all the live streams and everything will be back to normal. I just have to get my computer situated to make sure that it's recording and the proper output. But yeah, that's a wrap for the weekly technicals this week. And wish you guys a profitable trading week. And I will talk to you live next Sunday for next week's weekly technicals. So those of you in the premium group, we will talk during the daily technicals Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday this week. But those of you who watch this on YouTube, I will talk with you guys again next week. So with that being said, you guys have a good rest of your weekend and a profitable trading week, and I'll talk to you soon.